My name is Rachel Matchett, and I am the Global Head of Production and London General Manager. I started off doing arts at school, loved arts, went to art college, had full intentions of being an illustrator, sitting in my room, listening to my music, drawing pictures. Came over to London with my portfolio, walked the pavements, went to many animation houses or advertising houses, and then realised that I just didn't want to have the job of a freelancer. I needed a little bit more sort of job security to make sure that I could pay the bills, and I fell upon realising that you could get still to work within a creative arena, but have a bit more of a permanent fixture within production. I came in, I started as a production assistant on a kids TV show, and basically graphed it from there, went into a small animation house, climbed the ladder from coordinator to manager to producer. MPC, to be honest, I knew for the advertising because that was my original sort of stint of what I was doing before. And I managed to get in at the right time and kind of fell into visual effects. Had a huge learning curve, huge learning curve. I'm not afraid to admit that. But 10 years later, I'm here and I love it, absolutely love it. I'll be honest for a second, I love zombie movies. I grew up in the era of sort of video nasties and George Romero, rest his soul. I adored all that. So I've always had the notion that I wanted to get into the prosthetic side. Do you know what? I lucked out. I fell into this arena. I love it. If I had known back in the days of my schooling or college or that this was even an option, heck yeah, I'd have been right in there. I fell in with a female producer, Claire Jennings, who is very instrumental in getting me into my career. She hadn't sort of scoped out. She's gone on to really amazing things, but in terms of seeing somebody who could actually sit there and handle tough conversations, witness firsthand how she handles it on the phone, dealing with quite big clients, the money aspects, that side of things. I guess I never really appreciated that it was a woman doing it. I just saw a person doing an amazing thing going, oh my gosh, that's pretty impressive that somebody's had got the kahunas to deal with these kind of tricky situations. So I never actually thought, but looking back and being asked this question and reflecting, I'm still very close friends with her. We would chat a lot, we would inspire each other and advise each other a lot. So yeah, I'd say that I've been lucky that I fell into my first job of getting introduced to Claire. I think that, with the push for this diversity, it's just going to really help us be even better at finding that best person, because if your scope is this big, but then you're pushed to be able to say, okay, well, let's reach out to colleges. I'm saying that nobody came to my college and talked about visual effects. Heck, I know we as a company are actively doing that now and reaching out and making sure that we're getting that exposure. Then we'll have a better chance of finding, even more talent, because the scope has grown. Regardless of sex, the best person for the job will be sat in that seat. This world is complex, and sometimes inside looking out, it's incredibly complex too. But in terms of demystifying what you can actually bring to this industry, don't fear it. I think there just needs to be more approachable individuals that can be accessible to the outside world, to realize that there's a lot of transferable skills that can come across on top of that hardcore talent that you do look for in the artist industry. So yeah, if you have a moment doubt, just get rid of it. You won't know until you give it a go, right? You've got to give these things a go, and then you find out if you want to go and work at a garden centre, you go work at a garden centre. Don't worry about it, move on. You've only got one life, live it.